Have you ever set time aside to pursue the meaning of happiness? How would one go about doing this exactly? Would you ask others what happiness meant to them? Perhaps if they provided a good definition and a few concrete examples, then if you compare and contrast the various replies, you just might end up with a substantial answer. Now, what if we couldn't find an ideal reply? What next? Perhaps we would read various books from various sorts of people, such as theologians, philosophers, or psychologists. Now, let's say that we still don't end up with a satisfactory answer. What then? Experimentation, why else? So you begin to do the same things that other people do to achieve happiness. Sometimes these methods begin to work, but only for a while. Now you begin to think that there is something wrong with you. So you try a whole slew of pharmaceutical medications. Bravo! Feel the wind in your face as you cruise through life downhill. One day you wake up and read the side of the pill bottle and notice that the warning label recommends to discontinue after 6 months. You read further and start to realize the names of the side effects. By now you are well familiar with the negative effects because you are suffering with the same symptoms. The game continues, and you can never quite catch your happy state. Rainbows that disappear from sight the closer you get. Bang, you crash, and while you lay stupefied in your chair, your mind slips away from you. There's nothing that you can recall from the experience or put into words. It was some kind of break from the body. In time, you seem to glimpse it, like a pocket of consciousness, a small stillness, an unbroken moment, an awareness somehow different from every other level of awareness to date. So before you know it, you are back in your body, terrified again, afraid that someone out there might realize just how crazy you have become. Yet you would do anything to get back to that experience. Sometimes you brush up against it when you're doing things that you often enjoy. And then there are times when you sense it, when you're halfway between sleep and being awake. In your reflections of this distant wonder, you begin to see patterns. During your glimpses of, let's call it eudaimonia, time no longer grips you, and neither do you feel the pull of the earth bringing you down. Your appetites and desires are completely still. You ask yourself, are the best things in life free? Something flickers in the corner of your eye. It may be an animal, a fallen leaf from a nearby tree, or a snowflake revealing its marvelous symmetry. The stimulus fades away, and you follow its current. All things about you breathe in unison. Nothing is disconnected or out of place. Acceptance replaces resistance. Strife turns into a dance. And every sound echoes back into an eternal rhythm. Every music note freely participating, vibrating, resonating, corresponding. And then there is mind, like complete mind, undivided, without polarity. It's pure, divine spirit. All physical sensations dissolve back into soul, as though body was a mere vessel in the art of learning to let go. A dream as soft as snow. Suspended in pure mind, there is now nothing to let go. Now through the waves of karma, this cause and effect, you are brought back into body. Cellular bliss and magnitudes await you here in the deep. From oneness to be again among trillions of fractured souls as the stars shine in the heavens, many of whom have forgotten through the hourglass of chronos, time, space, and limitation of dimension. Here you feel the low density of flesh. First it seems repulsive and alien, but then familiar and secure. There's a gloating feeling, as though you yourself have accomplished something unique and special. The sword falls from your grandfather's living room wall. You pick it up and place it back on the wall. A strange sense comes over you. You know you have been daydreaming again, but you have forgotten the dream. That part of you that makes you a human being. Noise returns. The pipes are broken. Sirens wail, luring you back into the urgency. Your neighbors shout. You hear them through the division of walls. Night fills the sky, and the turmoil brings you back into its fold of multiplicity. You go back to doing the same things you have always been doing. And a part of you even believes that the next time somehow it's going to be different. There are many faces to God. Just as there are many faces of insanity. For those who sleep, walk, and yet yearn to awake, then remove the mask. Show your insanity to the world. So that which you fear the most will fade away, back into the night. A snake slithering back into its hole without a whisper.